What's good, fellow CEOs? Welcome to the Irony of Gaming. And man, I love this theme song. It's just too good, too good. So, hope everybody had a great weekend, great holiday. Hope everybody's feeling all refreshed and whatnot. I know I am. Had a pretty good weekend with the family and whatnot. So, we're back at it again with finishing up the last two acts for main episode 3. And also too, we have like about, what's it called? We have Omen 4 right around the corner. So that's gonna be pretty good. So we're gonna see how many main episodes we can finish up before the next Omen shows up, and next year too is going to be pretty insane, so I can't wait to see how that goes. We got a lot to cover. A lot of stories to cover, so let's get to it. Ooh, I haven't did this yet. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me finish this up real quick. Hold on, take just a few seconds. Uh-oh. Okay, I think we're good now. Should I finish this one too? Nah, I'll wait. I can wait. So yeah, I hope everybody's doing pretty good today. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Alright, so let's get to it. Episode 3, Old Relationships. So we were going to go... So we last went off with, like, it was some really interesting things that was happening here. I was not expecting, like, so... What's the word I'm looking for? I wasn't expecting that much vague hints and a lot of foreshadowing within the last 2 acts of this main episode. Phenomenal. Especially it's like once you begin to read the other episodes that was on there, it was like, man, it was just insanity. So because it's like a lot starts to make sense once you be able to get all caught up and whatnot, and so it's just like, whoa. And it brought out a lot of interesting theories that's happening as well. And it's just, man, it's just like one of those oh man moments. But yeah, so we left off with Mina being trapped in that other world by Nayubin. She ended up having to fight herself, or at least a copy of what was happening here, and yeah. So now we're going to be continuing on with Act 3, the raid. Oh man, I'll tell you, this song is just like, whew. It's making me have a stuttering in my brain. Also too, let me check the sounds for this. I think it's alright. The sound may be good on your guys' end, but for me it's like super blasted. So I have to turn it down, or at least on my end. But yeah, okay, so we got, also too, almost forgot, look at that, the song has got me forgetting what I usually say. Okay, so yeah, so if I'm gonna talk about anything spoiler related, or talking about any of the substreams, I'm gonna count down for 5 seconds, and that's gonna give you guys time to mute the video, and then once I'm done talking about what I'm talking about, then I'm gonna give you the signal by rotating my mouse like this, within a circle, and that's going to give you guys a signal to unmute the video, and then we can just continue on. Also, of course, if I'm going to start if I'm starting any missions like these or whatnot, the rule for me is I am only obligated to use units that's part of the same squad. Now, sometimes there's going to be situations where I may have to use a second squad, like a unit from a second squad, to try to deal with the situation of that particular node. But I mean, it only happened like a few times before within the later episodes. I think I may have to do that in episode 5, but we're gonna see what happens there. I think the units are strong enough to offset it, but there may be a case where that might not be the case. But other than that, yeah, let's continue. Let's do this. It needs to show up at any time, but anywhere in the Actually, hold on a second. Okay, it's not that many episodes. Man, back then in the early days, whew, they used to be like the episodes used to be so short. I mean, of course, you got the acts, but I could have sworn we had way more for each act, which is a good thing. I mean, it's a good thing in my book, I'm always up for more story. Okay, that's enough yapping. Okay, so let's see. Who am I gonna choose? Okay, so we had Amy last time. I think we are going to end up using. And I mean, we can't do this mission without the Captain Duck. I mean, come on. Gotta have that there. Ooh, Alt Squad. Okay, yeah, so this was also too. Alt Squad got attacked, right? And they pretty much got jebaited. Oh wow. Even she sees that. Even she sees that he's potentially a problem. But he's no piece of cake. That also makes me think too, where it's like I saw him briefly, but he's no piece of cake. Like, I wonder if it's just based off of her own observations, or maybe there has been things in the past where they may have heard about him and what he's done through their own, Delta 7 type reports and whatnot. Ooh, in case he retaliates. That would be a smart move. Uh-oh.
우리 힘내봐요.
보수의 부름이 나를 이끄니 전부 말살해주지. 네놈의 긍지를 보여라. 겨우 그 정도인가? 전설은 끝났다. 지금부터 절망을 선사하지. 속박하라. 전부 박살내주지. 네놈의 긍지를 보여라. 끌어내려주지. 끝없는 심연의
I
밑바닥까지.
knew it. He does have 2 ultimates. That is
그
crazy.
정도인가? 겨우 그 정도인가? 전부 박살내주지.
He has 2 different style ultimates.
끝없는 심연의 밑바닥까지.
큰거 온다.
무한한 심연의 끝에서 발버둥 치다 죽어라.
Look at that.
전부 박살내주지.
There is one thing though. I got a what's it called? I thought up a nice brain teaser for you guys, right? So if you guys know the answer to this, you can put it in the comment section below, right? So in the early times of CounterSide, right? Who was before this unit ever got released, right? And then the other who was the unit? Who was the very first unit that has 2 different ultimates? So when this particular unit activates their ultimate, their ultimate skill cut in, they actually have 2 different ones. So if you guys know the answer to that, then feel free to put the answer down in the description of the comment section, and I'll let you know if you guys are right. Now, as a hint, I did mention it before in one of the episodes, in one of the main episodes. Good luck.
박살내주지.
완전
지식의
무섭다세요.
반드시 하나가 되어야 한다.
저 많이 칭찬해 주실
Man,
거죠?
this guy's awesome. Oh, also too, so to add a little bit more detail as well, what I mean by it too, so basically what just to add a little bit more, a little extra into this, what unit has how can I put this, when they activate the ultimate, what unit has 2 different skill cut-ins when activating the ultimate? That's the question. And at the time, they were the first unit to have that. Ooh. Old Maid. Didn't they have something called Old May as well? That must have been like a long, long time ago. I think I remember hearing that in one of those episodes called the Twilight Zone, like the real classic one, the black and white screen ones. I think that's where I heard it from. Oh man, everyone older than 20 is an old lady in my books. Okay, so then I would take a guess that Sylvia could be either 18 or 19, maybe, during this time. Who knows? Maybe she's even the same age as Mina during this time. Huh. Yeah, I think she's over 20. I really think that, because I mean, if you're changing that, you just gotta ask, oh, how many times did you do that? Oh, really? Somehow I doubt that.
오래된 목소리에 예언대로인가?
Nor should there be. Victory is hidden in a tiny gap between them. Okay, who are we using?
짜릿하게 놀아볼까?
Did I? Okay. I like the spirit. Mason and the Stooges.
게 도움 됐겠죠?
컴온, 덤벼보라고 베이비.
저
What a
많이
finish.
칭찬해 주실 거죠?
Ooh. Well, that settles it. You know, I am curious about something. Did she just use her bare hands to just pummel them? Because I mean, in this particular scene, you don't see her having a weapon or nothing. If that's the case, man, she's a real powerhouse.
즐거운 감상 되셨길.
Who should I use next? They are starting to use air units now, but
잘 부탁드립니다, 여러분.
Man, she almost let that she almost let that slip. Just like in the movies. You guys are crooks.
언니, 오빠들 잘 부탁드립니다.
적은 당신 하나인가요? 먼저 들어와도 좋아요.
한 번 더. 완전 무적 상태예요.
구름처럼
여기도 저기도 전부 저희
만물을
땅이에요.
가리면서 필요한 것은
언니 오빠들에게 도움 됐겠죠? 역시 오빠가 최고예요.
Nice. Ooh. Oh, maybe that was the plan all along. To probably get. Yep. Oh, yeah.
이 정도면
Figured it out.
기대해 주신 몫은 해냈을까요?
Huh. I wonder what this all means. Unless this is just a saying that the more units that the more there is, like more units there is, the stronger they are. Maybe it's saying like an analogy for the alt squad when they keep saying that they are stronger together, probably.
시무, 새세고 가죠.
Hold on a minute. Do I want to use that?
슈퍼물 지목하겠습니다.
You know what? No, we're gonna use her.
さあ、そろそろ接客の時間。
Here she is. All a trap. I love her theme song. It's epic as hell. Yep. Oh, they heard about it. Alright, let's see what you got, Bishop. You are no match for my duck. And the Gurren.
완전 무적 상태예요. 야, 언니 오빠들에게 도움이 역시 오빠가 최고예요.
Wow. She lasted a lot longer than I expected. Oh, wait a minute, what? Got a specialty now. Specialty in getting surrounded. That's a pretty good one, Eugen. That's a pretty good one. maybe it probably wasn't the squad that she was going for, but maybe just Seo Yoon herself. Rather than the stars in the sky. Huh. You don't say. You know, they should, like, whenever they get the chance, they should really make an anime version of this, of CounterSide. I think it would do pretty well. I mean, they pretty much already have the groundwork already done. Huh? Ah. She the bait or something? Tissue breakdown. Oh, she's breaking down. Uh-oh. Oh man, she really hates Mina. Man, that was pretty fast. So we went through Act 3, okay? So now we're gonna be starting up Act 4. Act 4 is pretty short as well. That you'll be satisfied at the end of your journey. You know what this sounds like? This reminds me of, just in case, spoiler alert, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, for those of you who didn't mute the video, remember, like, wasn't there something that they had said at one point about a Pathfinder? And wasn't, I don't know if I remember this correctly. You can correct me if I'm wrong on this. Like something having to do with Horizon's cold case, where they had mentioned something brief about this, like maybe towards the end of like an epilogue of one of Horizon's story. But if not, I had another thought too, that this reminded me of like a Pathfinder, right? And it reminds me of not the one with Corinne, but Asimov herself, where Asimov maybe should have been like a Pathfinder to Salvation, another world where it's all safe. When I read that, it just made me think of Asimov. It's pretty interesting. Okay, so we're gonna start 4-1. Let's do it. She is there.
강하다고 살아남는 게 아니야.
Seems pretty slim now. Probably. Man, Hilde is as cold as ever. You gotta respect it though. You know, she's a commander of a squad with a lot of experience. I guess that's just one of those things that's inevitable. Gotta keep you cool in situations like that. I was thinking about something. Interesting. Ooh, really? So they blacked out the fact that she fought the Fenrir squad. I wonder who did that. Engaged with the Alt squad last time, but they also encountered the Fenrir squad once. And it wasn't on record. Who would do that? There's probably a number of people that could have done that, but a few of those people would mean that they would have had to hack into the system themselves or go into an agreement on some sort. By hacking into the black boxes. Not only that, but it's in a black box. I wonder how many black boxes about the Fenrir squad is in the mercenary world, especially within Delta 7. What does Delta 7 know? How much do they know? Wait, what did she say? This was an official record of the boxes. Into the black boxes of the cars parked nearby. You know, it's really funny that she mentions this. I want you guys to remember this. remember what she has said about this whole thing, and her mentioning who's in the know and who's in the dark, because there's a number of things that will start to make sense to you about this. However, it's not going to be it's not all going to be in this particular story. Like within the main episodes, you have to do a little bit of searching within the game to get the full answer on this. And luckily, when we get to a certain point in the story, I will let you guys know on what section to check out, for those of you that are new in reading it. However, just in case, spoiler alert: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So for those of you who didn't mute the video, so what I mean by this, when she's talking about this whole section, if you remember back to a previous video that I made on going over Seo Yoon's counter case section, when she gets to meet the admin for the first time behind the robot, and he mentions that he dug up a lot of other information about her, so he already knew immediately on who she was. And it's pretty interesting how that works and all that. So in a way, it's kind of like the admin knew all along exactly who they were, besides the other version of the world that he was in, where he had met the majority of their faces before. But besides that point, in that particular case, he knew of reports of the whole replacer thing and whatnot. Kept everything under wraps. So he potentially could be one of the individuals who was using the administration to create specific black boxes, or try to eliminate as much information on Fenrir Squad, and maybe even diving in to see what this whole replacer thing was from the start, potentially. But yeah, one of the full informations on it, of the full story to it, which could give an indication on that, would be Seo Yoon's counter case story. Hey, John Mason. Hey, he planned it just in case. Just a mooch. You gotta love the humor in this episode.
오빠, 우리 힘내봐요.
사라져라. 블래스트! 물어뜯기!
역시
What the hell is
오빠가
this?
최고예요.
I don't remember seeing this. Oh man, that's gross. What would happen if like what would happen if a normal person were to if that happened to a regular person? Would they somehow become a counter, or would they just get corrupted instantly or over time? That would be interesting. I ate some stupid shark. I mean, who knows? Why'd you have to use a shark in particular, though? Ooh, she looks stressed. Well, yeah, but I mean, to be fair too, you were normally snipers usually work in pairs. You didn't have a spotter. But I mean, I guess if you're a counter, maybe that would be different. Would be ill-advised, but still a bit different. Uh-oh.
더는 내게 주어진 숙명을 외면하지 않겠어.
The screams from that day. This is starting to get dark. Perfect place for a reunion. Ooh. Oh. The squad is like, what? What the hell are you talking about, lady? Oh, that was fast that they did that. That wasn't even me. I didn't even click anything. They just instantly did that. Oh. Well, that's not good.
언니, 오빠들 잘 부탁드립니다.
전력으로 맞서겠어.
나도 해낼 수 있어.
Man, this thing is gross.
저 많이 칭찬해 주실 거죠?
Wow, she's yo, that's rich coming from her. Calling someone else cold-hearted. Who do you think he learned it from? I can't just watch the second in command perish like that. Ugh. Man, she's really freaking out.
말했잖아. 혼자가 아니라고.
Make a decision. Wait a minute, who are we fighting? Okay, we are fighting Bishop. What do I want to do? Mina's too strong.
맡겨둬, 사장님.
Yeah, I mean, I could just make it fair and remove that. Actually, you know what? It wouldn't even matter. She would still be too strong. Oh, so she's responsible for the pawns. Uh-oh. She's about to ask a below the belt kind of question. The harsh reality. Yep. Holy shit. This is getting intense. Ooh, and they're playing the song still.
잘 부탁드립니다.
Oh, never mind.
완전 무적 상태예요.
Ooh, you guys really love. You hit the duck. Mina, you gotta take her down. You
여기도
never
여기도
lay a
전부
finger on the duck. Mina? Mina! She's attacking the duck. What are you doing?
언니 오빠들에게 도움이 됐겠죠?
미나.
완전 무적 상태예요. 저 많이 칭찬해 주실 거죠?
A crude defective product. Oh, she's talking about herself. But where exactly? Guessing it's like probably like a regenerative thing. So maybe like she probably was cut in half right here in this area. Awakening collapse waves. Awakening collapse phenomenon. A high grade counters powers. The surrounding area collapses from the CounterSide effect. A high grade. But what would be determined as a high grade though? Would it be from like rank B and up, or would it be rank A and up? But see, you know what? If that is the case, we're actually gonna check something after. We're gonna check a specific character's counter grade. Several kilometers? So it's a rare phenomenon. So if it's such a rare phenomenon, that means that technically this would mean that you would have to be a grade S and up then. Oh, even with grade A counters. Okay, so grade A and up. It would be impossible. Huh. You don't say. Oh man. You should have just said it, Jushiun. I wanted to see Hilde's reaction to this.
계약대로 처리했어. 월말 보너스 기대하고 있을게.
Mina, you did a good job, but she laid a hand on the duck. That's a failure in my book. She was never supposed to bring harm to that. Don't undo the past. Do we have to fight her again? Yep, we do. Okay.
비즈니스 지역으로 가볼까?
I shouldn't do that. That'd make her way too strong. Uh-oh. Slifer type imaginary energy. And he got that just from Mina's extraction? Interesting.
언니, 오빠들 잘 부탁드립니다.
자, 가볼까?
She hit the duck again. Mina, she getting too cocky. You gotta take her down.
여기도 저기도 전부 저희 땅이에요. 언니 오빠들에게 도움 됐겠죠? 역시 오빠가 최고예요.
She was really determined. They should give us a skin of that. That would be so dope if they could do that. Oh damn. That really is, so it really reached like kilometers away. That is crazy. That's like a mini nuke right there. Like a really mini, like a really small mini nuke. Maybe. Maybe it's larger than that. Larger than the mini radius nuke, I mean. Shaolin finished the job. This would definitely be a great anime. Oh, she straight up headshotted her. Gotta say, Shaolin, definitely one of my favorite characters. Took me forever to try and get this character, though. I think. Oh, she was right. Yuban was watching. What should we do about that? Really? Was it them that freed her? Interesting. Just because he used the Clypha factor. Okay. That makes sense. She didn't seem too happy about that. Oh. Wasn't it like how I mentioned last episode? For those of you who listened in the spoiler warning section. For the rest of you, though, I wouldn't recommend going back and listening to that part until you've read all of the main episodes, just in case. Those of you who are new to the story. No one by your side. Interesting.
말했잖아. 혼자가 아니라고.
Okay, epilogue 4. Accidents tend to happen. A good way of putting it. That is the end of episode 3. Again, this was a really good one. This definitely got this was like another one of the episodes that really got me to stay invested in the story, because it went from like the humor and whatnot, and then it started to slightly quickly get serious. It starts getting crazy, and it just gets crazier within later episodes and whatnot. However, I do have an idea on something though, because it's really interesting when she says, like, when you see the story from here, from what Nare says, she says that the brother is dead, right? And Mina has also seen like him run out. The thing is, what I find really interesting is that would he really be dead? Or could it just be some reason where he just ends up missing somehow? You know, it's like I don't know if many people would like really think like if they wonder, it's like, oh, was he actually killed? But if he didn't, like, wouldn't he just come back or show up or something like that? Or maybe it was something that he couldn't. I got this idea that maybe, I don't know. It just, to me, it just seems odd. Like, who knows? Maybe he is dead. Maybe he really was just like, one of those side characters who was just like disappeared and died. But the fact that they spent a lot, like, my theory on this is that the fact that they spent time and effort creating like a silhouette of this person, I don't know. I may be like looking too deep into this, but the fact that they put an interesting, like, I don't know, more of a detail in creating this type of character, more than like the other ones that you see from the previous episodes, from episode 1 and 2. I don't know. It just seems like it don't. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like he's dead. And it's like, how would Nare know? Was it because she saw the obituaries, maybe, or was there a body found? I'm not sure if I missed that part on episode 3, where they said that there was a body found, and by that time she was already dead. So when she came back to life, maybe they had told her, it's like, hey, your brother died, or maybe she just went to a grave site or something like that, or I don't know. But what I think is, let's say if he's not dead, right? Let's say if the game was really telling the truth on this. Let's say if the game wasn't telling the truth, and that maybe he could be alive or something, right? I wonder, like, as he, like, because we saw like the whole thing, because it makes you think, right? Her awakening has like caused a huge explosion, killed a bunch of people, whole bunch of a whole bunch of CEOs show up, starts killing everybody, right? Now you mean to tell me that Shinare himself, well, not Shinare, Najin himself managed to be unscathed. Well, we don't know if he's unscathed or not, but he manages to survive and also gets Mina out of there within that proximity? I don't know. Something tells me that when she awakened, maybe he ended up awakening too, as a counter. When you think about it, it sounds pretty crazy, right? Like, maybe he somehow became a counter, or in trying to escape, we know that how quickly, the area can turn into the counter side. So I'm thinking maybe, if he didn't actually die, that maybe he ended up luring the monsters away and somehow ended up, like maybe cutting through another dimension unknowingly and ended up getting trapped there somehow, or becoming a counter, or whatever it is. I mean, that's like my theory on it. I don't really think like he actually died, but maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Maybe the game just flat out said, yeah, he's dead. He's just a side character. It's like, you're not the protagonist, low bro. You're just an NPC. Hey, they just killed him off. Maybe that's what happened. But on the off chance, I wouldn't be surprised if they did one of those secret reveal type things, where it's like, oh, guess what? He's not dead. But I mean, that would be total cinema if that happens. And if it does happen, remember, you first heard it in this video. If you didn't have that theory about it the first time yourself when you were reading through it. But yeah, this was a really good episode. This was one of the episodes that really got me invested into the story. I was like, whoa, this is getting real. I definitely got to know what was happening on this. I remember when seeing the last episode right there, when she was talking about, oh, she was gonna turn Seo Yoon's brain into mush, and I was like, whoa. I was like, yo, I hope they don't kill her. Because I was like, yo, Seo Yoon is another one of the characters I did like, and I still do, and it's just like, man, I hope they don't kill her. But yeah, good episode. But before we end it, we're going to do about 2 matches of PvP. So it looks like this week is going to be pretty brutal. There really isn't much of a counter for Noelle. So it's definitely going to be rough, especially in the higher ranks. But this is like the team that I am using so far. I mean, I won like a few matches on there, but we'll see if it, we can continue on with it. Ooh, this is a machine one this time. Machine build.
언니, 오빠들 잘 부탁드립니다.
Alright, let's do this. I want to see what he does.
이곳에서 여러분의
Ooh,
의지를 남겼어.
really? Okay.
구하기 위해서라면
Now, my goal is to try to get Ray out, because in case he does try something to kill Noelle,
싸우겠어.
Ray's gonna be there to
그
protect her.
위해서라면
At least once.
이 정도는 부족해.
지금도 도전돼요. 던질게요. 이 길은 정의를 세기.
I don't want to pull Titan over here, because that would immediately get my shit killed.
구하겠어. 아주 사기하게 물러나.
Whoa. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh well.
우리에게 힘을 포기하지 마.
전부야 여기 모여 있었네.
Let's bring Queen out. Okay, I think we can pull him. There we go.
되돌리기 위해서라면 되겠어.
Oh, I love this theme song. Alright, let's get Yang out. Oh, they managed to kill him? Oh, that's unfortunate. GG's. GG's. That was awesome. Oh man, I was sure we had it. You know what? I'm thinking that maybe we should have, like when they were doing that, we could have dropped the, what's it called? We could have dropped. Oh, now I see what the problem is. I didn't see this earlier. I didn't notice this. I was missing a ranger. Oh man, this could have ended differently. Okay, hold up. I am missing a ranger. Oh man. Okay, well, we could just do that.
신기록 좀 세워볼까?
Because, she would be enough. I wanted to use Veronica just in case if things went bad, and I should have dropped her down as well from this. Okay, that's fine. Well, let's try this out. See if this works. I was wondering, because I was placing down units. I'm like, wait a minute. Do I not have a ranger? I was like, ooh, that's gonna be bad. Whoa.
오빠, 우리 힘내봐요.
That's a lot of points.
한번
Alright, let's see. What am I gonna do in this situation?
이 길, 정의를 세기.
처형을 집행하겠다.
받아치겠어. 잠시 날개를 빌릴게요.
Okay.
또 보자. 저도 돌려야 돼요. 지나가버린 기억들을 맹세를 안고 나아가.
Let's see, can I kill her in one hit?
친구들을 부르자.
I don't think Queen hit her properly, but... Ooh, did she just deny it? Okay. Okay, that didn't work. Uh-oh. You might be in trouble!
혹시라 친구들을 부르자. 그 맹세 제가 이어가겠습니다.
Well, that's not good.
기회가 나타날 거야.
Okay, I may have to summon Ray. Otherwise, it's gonna become a problem. Oh no! Ooh, yeah. That was unfortunate. See, I wanted to end up summoning Noelle herself, but she ended up at the bottom of the deck. Which is unfortunate.
싸우지 마세요.
Oh man. I'm curious, like when we drag them over, sometimes we were able to succeed in dragging Noelle to the ship, but that didn't happen this time. That's interesting. You know what? Hold on, I'm gonna try one more. You know, I think it may have something to do with the defender, maybe. That possibly the defender could stop certain units from being pulled. But then again, it might have just been like the whole what's it called? The whole hit and miss system. That could be one of the things too for that. So.
방어 프로토콜. 혹시리 준비 지금 어딨대요? 멋지게 도착.
Damn. I want to try and protect Ray, but I don't think I can. I don't think I can do it.
두 번 다시 듣지 못할 연주를. 시작은 행진곡부터 장엄편 공동자씨 우리의 길을 밝혀주소서.
Alright, there we go.
결코 포기하지 않겠어. 방벽을 사사하겠어.
Okay, we may have to do something a little different.
판로를 열겠습니다. 디바이스. 를 조아려라. 별의 인도를 받아 이곳 정의를 새기겠습니다.
Come on, Linzen. Exactly what we need.
되돌리기 위해서라면 알겠어.
Alright, so we're gonna try this again. Now I can keep them there, and then I can activate the gunship. Oh, that was nice. Alright, we got Ray to stop it. Perfect, as planned. Now Mina is right here. Perfect. Let's see if we can get him. Oh man. Alright, let's go, Ray. Let's see what you got, man. Alright, we're gonna get Queen out. Now we're gonna use Yang for this now. Perfect, perfect. Okay. Perfect. Well, we're gonna get Ray out again. Beautiful. Okay, we're gonna summon Linzen again. Hopefully we get Alright, we're gonna try. Alright, nice, Ray.
잡아먹었던 귀염둥이들 천지.
They got a lot of awakens. Holy shit.
가수롭다. 끝내주라.
한방 먹여줘야겠네.
내가 지키겠다.
예절을 가르쳐주지.
어림없다. 완전 천사님, 잠시 날개를 빌릴게요.
Yeah, I think this may be it, guys.
계산대로야. 긴급 작전 코드. 프리덤 스트라이크.
Oh yeah, this may be it. Yep. Whew. That was close.
싸우지 마세요.
I wasn't, you know, I wasn't really expecting, I was expecting, what's it called? I was expecting their, why can't I say a name? Estarosa. I was expecting their Estarosa to die already at this point. They really were packing a punch with this. Maybe I should probably change up Yang Harim a little bit, because everything was going pretty fine. But then again, I did forget that Mina was here. So maybe that is the case. Maybe is that we needed Mina, because we would have definitely won that if we had Mina on the team. I didn't even know Mina was free that week.
이것도 공짜라고? 매번 이래도 되는 이것도 공짜라고? 매번 이것도 공짜라고? 매번 이래도 되는지 모르 이것도 공짜라고?
I definitely want to try one more, but we can do it. We can do it again later on, because I am starving and I need to get some food. But yeah, that'll be it for this video right here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Unfortunately, we had 3 straight losses, but it happens. But yeah, this main episode 3 was pretty crazy. Had some pretty interesting theories along the way. So we are going to be starting up next main episode 4, and yeah, soon. And I think like what, maybe in another 2 weeks or so, we will end up getting the next Omen story as well. So we're going to be covering that one, and that is going to be intense, because this guy right here, he's getting involved now. So that's going to be something. But yeah, I'm out of here, guys. Catch you later.